I sued my deadbeat baby daddy for child support after he bought a house. My ex and I met when we were 13 and 14. We dated all through high school and until we were 23 and 24 years old. We went through these off and on phases, which always ended the same way. The kids and I starting over while he disappeared to do his thing. Neither of us had good home lives as kids, we were what was familiar to the other, so it was very easy to fall back into the same pattern of bullshit every time he came crawling back. Which was always when I was moving on and bettering my life. When I got pregnant with our third child, I was 22 now, is when I decided I couldn't do this anymore. Enough was enough and I really started to move on. He was already into substances really deep at this point and he wasn't even close to the person he once was. But still I tried to live by 2 rules. 1. What would I want him to do for me if it was me in this situation, and 2. If he doesn't want to be a dad, I will not force him or allow him to say he did anything for me. We lived like this for years. He didn't ask to see the kids and I didn't ask him to. He has never paid for anything for them. Eventually he went to prison. I had started school right before he went away and for the first time in my life wasn't working full time and was able to get medical coverage for my kids through the government. In order to do so they ordered he pay so much to the state. Fast forward to 2 years ago. Our kids were then 8, 12 and 13. When he got out of prison we had a custody hearing. At the time of the hearing I had finished my classes and I was now working full time and carrying insurance for the kids. The judge ordered that his payment for the kids' insurance be routed to me to pay for their insurance instead of wherever it goes when you're on assistance. This change took literal months to happen. I got a 7 months worth of back pay checks where it took so long for the changeover to happen, then a few more here and there. That slowly turned to nothing. Mind you, these were insurance checks based on a zero income, so they were $25 a week. Not much. At the beginning of this year I called the child support agency asking what was going on. Our kids are now 10, 14 and 15. I was told since he now has income and is ordered to pay insurance we had to file a new case. So I did. They made me fully aware this would take quite some time as they are really behind on cases. I said okay. He was made aware in court that he would be paying something for the children. Last week, 7 months later, we got our first set of paperwork in the mail. Apparently, unbeknownst to me, he and his wife had just bought a house and he is mad that he now may have to pay child support and that could affect his ability to afford his $500,000 house. As well as telling me he and his wife have a new baby and there are a lot of expenses with that I just wouldn't understand because they are doing it alone. They don't have any help. I refiled way before he had applied for a loan. I had no idea he was planning to buy a house as we do not talk. When he communicates with me it is through his wife and even that is rare. He has seen our oldest child 1 time this year. He has not offered to pay a single bill for any appointments, clothing, school supplies. My son is in football and my youngest in competition cheer and gymnastics and he has not once offered to help with any of these expenses. He is not putting time or money into these children.